My name is Liz, and I've been coming to Tucson Wellness now since August of 2023. I found Tucson Wellness because I had started early perimenopause. And for women, there are so many problems with weight gain, with emotions, with our hormones. And through my regular doctor, I was told, I'm sorry, we don't treat that here. And when I asked for a referral, they were unable to give me one. So I started doing research, started looking at functional medicine, started trying to think a little bit differently. And Tucson Wellness came up first on the list for me. I made my appointment, I think it was August 23rd. My partner was out of town, so I just took advantage of the time and the opportunity, and I went to the Vail location first. She listened to all of my fears, all of my concerns. I'm a tiny human. I look small, but at the time I had gone from being a healthy 125 to almost 145. And for my frame, that was a lot. My skin hurt, my body hurt, my joints hurt. Working out, I couldn't even do it comfortably anymore because I was carrying so much extra on my body. So when I started thinking about what can I do after trying a doctor-ordered diet that didn't work, when I tried a fitness plan ordered by my doctor and it didn't work, nothing was working, and I couldn't get a response saying it's not working. I was in tears all the time. I didn't want to be close to my partner. I didn't feel like smiling in pictures. I didn't want to go out and do things with the girls anymore because I just felt like I didn't know who I was. I could tell all of that, and she could relate to it as a female. We're in different parts of our lives, but as women, we recognize the fact that when we walk in the room, it's not our hearts that the first thing you see, it's our faces, it's our bodies, and we're judged off of that. And as somebody who is in a high stress environment for my job, I'm judged at what I look like. And so it doesn't help if I don't feel good in my skin all the time. Telling my story, she said, hey, I've got these options for you. She never forced anything on me. She said, these are the different things we can do, but you have to feel comfortable with it. It has to feel right to you. And I didn't feel forced into anything. She said, you can come back. You don't even have to do anything today. We'll make an appointment for a week from now if you want to. But I didn't need to. She had given me all the options that addressed all the things that I was concerned about, and it got me started. So I started out on the weight loss journey with taking semaglutide. And I took my time with it. I listened to every single word she told me. Prioritize your protein. Make sure you're not eating the fatty things. Keep moving. You don't want to lose your muscle mass. And I paid attention to that, and it worked. It wasn't easy. A lot of people say, oh, you just took a medication and it made it easy. No, it's actually not, because you have to understand your body and the signals it's giving you when you're on a journey like this. But what was great is that I had friends recognize it. I had coworkers recognize it. They wanted to know what I was doing. So not only could I share my story with them, but they had their own stories. And I started having friends coming here to Tucson Wellness. I had friends coming from out of state that knew the value and wanted to come here. I had locals wanting to come here. I've been able to refer, I think, 5 friends at this point to be able to come into Tucson Wellness, all for different things, but to get back to being themselves again. And that for me is the number one thing. As I got through the weight loss journey, I started to recognize more of the perimenopausal things around hormones. So I did a deep dive with Dr. Miner, and I did the Spark program with him. We started addressing not only the hormones, but the mineral deficiencies that I was having, some of my gut-related issues due to celiac disease, and just some of the dysfunctions in my GI tract. Never had I felt so seen and so heard by a doctor as the time that I was working with Dr. Miner. I could be vulnerable, I could be scared, I could just be Liz. And he told me that I wasn't alone, which of course you know that. But when you have a doctor looking you straight in the eye saying, you're not the only one who feels this way, and that resonates, and you actually can feel that inside of you, that's not something that Blue Shield can give you, Kaiser, or any of these other big corporations. It's the family-owned businesses where you're treated like family. And that's the difference between coming here to Tucson Wellness and going to the big pharmas. So I went through the Spark program, and it really fixed a lot of the things that semaglutide, it just can't. Right? So going through that program, I told my best friend about it. Well, she lives in California, but she works with Dr. Miner too. She comes to Tucson, she can see him, and she has that relationship with him. Not only can I share my story with her, she's now sharing it with him. So again, it's taking your family, bringing it to your new family, and making sure that family can grow. It's been a 1.5 years now. I'm still on a journey to understand, does my body feel right today the way I want it to? Is there any kind of tweak that I can do? Whether it's my fitness level, is it trying a different medication because something doesn't feel right? Is it tweaking my hormones? Still looking at the body as a full picture rather than just this or just this, which is again what big pharma tends to do. It just looks at one issue rather than the whole body. So I trust my body here. I trust what I'm doing here, and I trust it enough to bring my partner, my best friends, anybody who says to me, what are you doing? How did you get it to work? What are you doing to get it right? And I tell them, come here.